Hey Carl, thanks for joining us today. Can you share with everyone your story to transplant?
Yeah, sure. So when I was at school, I was about 15 years old and I had no history of kidney issues or diabetes or anything like that. And I had a really bad cold and it was winter time, pretty standard for being at school. But then I got a really bad rash just in between my like thigh area. And at the time, meningococcal was like a big thing at my school. And I went to the emergency ward, and that's what they originally thought it was, because it was that kind of rash you get that isn't bumpy on the skin, but it's like blood, little spots coming to the skin, which the doctors were worried about. No one could figure out what I had basically for a very long period of time, like a month. It was like very morbid, like I was losing a lot of weight. And then a really brilliant doctor came and at North Shore and inspected all the details, and she saw that basically I had a lot of symptoms of kidneys going wrong. And what they diagnosed was it was a thing called vasculitis that created this thing called ANCA, which is like a bacteria. I don't know the technical terms, but that was attacking my kidney. And usually that's a very rare thing that happens to old people. And it was happening to me as a 15-year-old. So that's why it was difficult to diagnose. They did that. And then once they diagnosed it, I could go through some very heavy therapy to get it fixed. So I kind of had chemotherapy, had blood transfusion, plasma infusion, dialysis, like everything above for like 3 months of really heavy therapy to reverse that. But the doctors at the time were like, it had impacted my kidneys so much that it was beyond repair. And basically, it would mean that over a period of maybe 10 years, my kidneys would slowly decline from ages 15 to 25. So the good thing was, like, it happened when I was in year 11. So I took a term off school and I was okay to kind of come back to school for the final year of school and finish my HSC, get good grades, which was all good. And then, but over those 10 years, my kidneys did decline. And then when I was about 25, my dad had kind of in advance known that was happening, had, opted to donate his kidney. So my dad donated, and then I had my kidney transplant when I was 25, about 12 years ago. It was all very successful at the time. The biggest danger that happened during the transplant was when they're removing a kidney from someone, they don't know the size. So my dad's kidney was very large. They removed it and they were a bit nervous because I was a lot smaller. So I was in hospital for a bit longer than needed. But to be honest, like since the transplant 12 years later, I've only been in hospital a handful of times for being sick, and it's been pretty smooth sailing since the transplant.